Last night, the Lakers officially got eliminated from playoff contention. It's clear now that the Lakers season will end in 3 games, and thank God it will finally be over. This has to be one of, if not the most disappointing team in the history of the NBA. From one of the favorites to win the title to not even making the playoffs, that's just embarrassing. 5 potential Hall of Famers on the team, maybe even more depending on your own grading scale. 17 games under 500 with 3 more games to go. They might even be 20 games under 500 before the season is officially over. So many things went wrong and so many things were done wrong. Starting with the Westbrook trade, not re-signing Caruso, not signing DeMar DeRozan, who's one of the leading scorers in the league, losing your best defenders and shooters in the Westbrook trade, signing an all-retirement squad to play an 82-game regular season, signing all the players that were let go by their initial teams, like there was no reason they were let go in the first place. Kendrick Nunn doesn't play the whole season with a mysteriously bad bone bruise, not making any moves at the trade deadline, not trying a different head coach during the season. This can just go on and on. Nothing can be done to salvage the season for the Lakers. Absolutely nothing. But there's one thing that could and should be done no matter how it looks in the eyes of basketball fans. Individually though, despite the disastrous season for the Lakers squad, LeBron still could and should win the NBA scoring title. As it stands now, LeBron is averaging the most points in his career since his 3rd season in the league. It was back in 2006. He was 21 years old. He's averaging the best free throw shooting percentage since 2012, his 2nd season in Miami. He's hitting 2.9 3-pointers a game, the most of his career, on a percentage that's above his career average. So individually, there's been a lot of good things happening for LeBron's career. Now, some of you might look at this and say, well, how meaningful it really is if the team sucks so bad. That's true in a way, but in the history books, it will count anyway. And it doesn't matter how bad your team was, it still was a great accomplishment. Like Westbrook's first triple-double season. His team didn't really go anywhere, but his season was still so unique since we hadn't seen something similar in such a long time. Kobe, may God rest his soul, his last NBA game with 60 points, who cares that he took 50 shots to get to that, or shot 6 from 21 from the 3-point line? It was such a great moment that only the biggest nitpickers cared about all the other details of that accomplishment. The point is, at the end of the day, most people would look at this accomplishment as a positive thing. There can't be too many positives in an otherwise lost season. Not to mention that LeBron would beat Michael Jordan's record because as it stands right now, Michael Jordan is the oldest player to win the scoring title at 35 years and 72 days old. Beating another Jordan's record is meaningful for LeBron's career since he's always been compared to Jordan. Personally, I think I've grown out of this debate about who's the greatest of all time. Each era has its own greatest player and that's where it should stand. But it would be something for everyone else to talk about since LeBron would be more than 2 years older than Michael Jordan was when he won his scoring title. LeBron would also average more points. Now, currently, LeBron is 2nd in the league in scoring with 30.3 points per game. He's just a bit behind Joel Embiid, who's averaging 30.4 points per game, and is followed by Giannis, who's averaging 30.1 points per game. But there's a caveat here. LeBron has to play in 2 more games to even qualify for winning the NBA scoring title. The superstar forward has missed the last few games with an ankle injury, so it's clear that he's not fully healthy. Is he healthy enough to play in 2 of the last 3 Lakers games this season? Of course, that would be clear going for the record if he played in those 2 games. The Lakers can't make the playoffs, their season will end in 3 games and that's it. But who cares? Hasn't it been clear already that the Lakers weren't going anywhere this season? Hasn't it been clear for a while that LeBron is scoring more this season and possibly going for the record? Obviously, it all depends on how bad that ankle injury really is. You wouldn't want to damage it horribly to risk the rest of your career, but as far as this season goes, that's the only thing any Lakers player can achieve this season. It shouldn't be that bad considering that after the injury occurred against the Pelicans, LeBron ended up playing and finishing the game. I'm also no doctor and don't play one on TV, so I can't really suggest him doing anything that might compromise his health. If he's healthy enough, he should play. LeBron is in the latter part of his basketball career, so you don't know if you'll get a chance to win the scoring title again. Also, as more and more young players step up and get better, they will start to score more as well, so this might be it as far as winning this scoring title goes. It is no coincidence that players don't win scoring titles that often after the age of 33 or so. It's not easy. And speaking of health, you never know what can happen next season. LeBron played in 55 games his first year in LA. That would not be enough for the scoring title. He played in 45 games last year. That obviously isn't enough either. So this could be his last chance to win a scoring title, something he has done only once in his career. You have a chance to break Michael Jordan's record in a season in which you've broken a lot of records already, including becoming the first player with 30,000 points, 10,000 rebounds, and 10,000 assists. Add to the fact that the Lakers failed miserably as a team, and there's your motivation to win the scoring title this year. There's nothing else to play for, there's nothing else to be careful about. At least you would finish the season on a somewhat positive note. But what do you think, guys? Should LeBron James go for that scoring title, or should he let this opportunity slip by? Would it look bad if he would so blatantly chase the scoring title? Leave your comment down below. Don't forget to leave a like for the video, subscribe to the channel, and enable bell notifications to not miss any upcoming videos. It's a playoff season, so it's gonna be interesting. Thank you very much for watching. This is Purple Prince, and I'm out.